What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, going back to Sleep Token. Yes, indeed, Sleep Token fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bobbidi-bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Charles B, and this is actually one of Charles B's 3 prioritized requests for the month of July for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, Charles. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Charles want to see me react to this. It is Sleep Token with a tune called Granite. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, hold it, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. As always, Charles has provided me with an intro to read to all you, so here we go. Last month, you started to delve into Sleep Token's 3rd album, Take Me Back to Eden, with its 2 opening tracks, Chokehold and The Summoning, along with you doing a reaction to the Drumeo video of 2's live performance of The Summoning. Today, we're going back to the album with its 3rd track, Granite, released on January 18th, 2023, in visualizer form, which is what you are about to react to. I said from the beginning, and you've certainly noticed, that Sleep Token pushes the musical boundaries of their sound by blending metal with a variety of other genres. On this album, as I've said before, one of those genres, R&B, which they first touched on a little with the track Sugar from their first full album, Sundowning, is expanded upon in Take Me Back to Eden. Granite marks the album's first real foray into this style. This genre blending also gives Vessel room to explore different vocal styles and delivery techniques. Finally, you might also notice some electronic textures that may make you think they are sample tracks of some kind, but those songs are actually being played live by 2 on his electronic drum pad. Interesting. Adding another layer of innovation to the band's dynamic sound. There you go. All right, let's see. This was posted by Sleep Token. No surprise there. And the video has 17 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Sleep Token, Granite. There you go. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Sulfur on your breath, granite in my chest. You will never have to talk about it. You'll never want to talk about it. Fury, too damn late. Reason dislocates, and you'll never have to talk about it. You'll never want to talk about it. I was more than just a body in your passenger seat, and you were more than just somebody I was destined to meet. I see
so far, this is just straight R&B. There's no rock elements. There's no metal elements anywhere. This is pure R&B. Keep waiting for those metal hybrids to make their way in, and haven't heard any yet. Hopefully by the end of the song, hopefully we'll get some. No, but this is a straight pure R&B sound. I know Charles said they're not. I mean, okay, here's the thing. 2 is playing them on a drum pad, absolutely. So what he's playing, it's not pre-recorded, but it is still samplings. It still samples those tones that he's getting when he hits the pads. Those are still samples. They are absolutely right out of R&B recording 101. I mean, the pad sounds they're all used in R&B music going all the way back to the 90s. I mean, they've used these tones for decades. Very recognizable, very familiar sounding. Which for the sake of the song, it's kind of a good thing, because it's gonna, number one, is there's gonna be the familiarity. Number two, for those people who were, listening to R&B back in the 90s and early 2000s, there's not just going to be the familiarity. There's going to be, to some extent, some sense of nostalgia, which is always effective. It's always a good thing to have. Vocally, yeah, Vessel's vocals, especially once he started to belt it, like once his support kicked in, once his projection kicked in, once he increased his dynamic approach, you could absolutely hear the R&B. Prior to that, it was there, but because it was so soft, the delivery was so soft, there was a lot of different ways it could have gone. It could have been R&B approach. It also could have been like I don't want to say power ballad, but it could have been a rock ballad style. It could even, to some extent, even be interpreted as jazz vocal, like jazz ballad vocal delivery, because it is so soft. It was so breathy. It could have gone in a lot of different directions. But once he kicked in, once he got supportive, once he got projecting, clearly an R&B style, without question. It sounds good. It's well recorded. It's well mixed, well layered. The pad selection is nice. Very fitting for the style of the song. It's not my thing. I'm not really digging on it. I'm not really enjoying it. It's just not my jam, guys. But, we still have 2 minutes to go. A lot can happen in 2 minutes. Maybe we'll get that metal infusion that I'm looking for and I'm really hoping happens. Maybe we'll get it. But even if we don't get it, if this is just a pure R&B song, then it is what it is. It's fine. Let's keep going here. Even the keyboard parts, that's R&B. That light square wave. I feel like it's going to kick in. We brought it down and I could feel the growth. There we go. Okay.
I was born
saved it for the very end. Ah. Oh, how dare they? How dare they make me wait all the way to the end for the payoff? How dare they? How dare they make me wait? How dare they make me have patience? How dare they make me wait for the good things to come? You know, how dare they? It's not my favorite. If I'm being honest, it's not my favorite song from Sleep Token. Not even remotely close. But it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I personally have heard other songs from them that I think have been more impressive, and I think have honestly sounded better and have been more appealing. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Sleep Token with Granite. This was a request from Charles B. And this was actually one of Charles B.'s 3 prioritized requests for the month of July for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, Charles. Hope you enjoyed the show. Let's just get to it. Let's just get to it. There's not a lot to talk about, so let's see if we can make this quick. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.2. Yep, 7.2. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.2. What does that mean? Well, a 7.2 would translate to a really good skill rating because overall, I think this was a really good song. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and a B letter grade. Yeah, that's B as in boy. So there you go, a 7.2, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Okay. This song had 2 very clear divisions. Well, let me rephrase that. It had 1 clear division into 2 parts. The first 2 minutes and 15 seconds about. It was very clearly R&B. All the way through, start to finish, start to that point. It had all the right movements within the chordal progressions. It had all the right moves within the melodic lines, in the approach, in the voicing selections. And I mean that both from a vocal approach and from a tone approach, an instrumentation approach. The pads that Charles said that 2 was using, those are okay. I want to be very clear. I understand those are not samples in regards to, pre-recorded sounds that you just, are looped or are used on a playback. No, according to Charles, 2 is actually hitting drum pads, okay? I absolutely get it. Having said that, that is still sampling. It's still sample usage. Taking those tones and putting them pre-programmed into a artifice, a drum pad that requires actual touch. Now, what's the difference between doing it on a drum pad or doing it, for example, on a keyboard or a DJ pad? There's really no difference other than the fact that one uses fingers, one also uses fingers, and one uses a drumstick. But the truth of the matter is, those drum pads, you don't even have to use drumsticks. You can use fingers. You have to hit them hard enough. You have to really hit them hard enough. But you can. I've worked with drummers who have done that, who have treated their drum pads like bongos, or they've played them with mallets, or they use literally their fingertips. And I don't know how they do that because I tried. And man, I had to really hit it hard to make it work. But you don't need to use drumsticks to do it. You can still just hit it with your fingertip or whatever, get enough of an impact, and you will trigger the sound that you want to get out of it. It is still a sampling, okay? It's just not a looped or played back. They didn't just push the play button and let it run its course. They had to actually physically hit them. And that absolutely I count that as musicianship. Absolutely, because you have to hit it right on the beat. You have to hit it right on the subdivision in order to get the desired effect. So I still absolutely do count that as musicianship. But all the tones that were programmed into those drum pads, or into those keyboards or into those DJ pads, whatever the case may be. They are still sampled, and they are samplings from R&B sound banks that we've heard, going all the way back to the 90s. Some of those sounds that we heard, some of those tones that we heard, I hate to say it, but they're kind of ancient. they go back a ways. Very familiar sounding, and to some extent there's that nostalgia feeling that a lot of people are going to get. Now that's a good thing, because it's going to present that familiarity to the listener, that sense of, oh, my old friend from the 90s, the style of music I used to listen, not me personally, but the style of music I used to listen to when I was in grade school, or I was in high school, or I was in college, wherever you were in the 90s, it kind of reminds me of the song I was listening to when my girlfriend and I went on our first date back in high school. Gives people those good fuzzy feelings, okay? It works, it's effective, and it will definitely, I don't know about, to some extent, it will retain listenership. I was going to say it'll branch out and grab more listeners, and it will do that, but it will also retain listenership as well. Vocally was where I had the biggest challenge, honestly. The first 30 to 45 seconds when he was doing, when Velsa was using that breathy approach, I wasn't really, I was hearing R&B, sort of, but I was also hearing, like soft rock, and I was also hearing, ballad rock, and I was also hearing jazz. Vocal jazz is in there as well, slow vocal jazz, ballady style vocal jazz. You could have taken that breathy approach in a lot of different directions. Once he kicked in and he started to project and he got stronger in his delivery, at that point, it very clearly became an R&B style of vocalization. Clearly. You could absolutely hear it. The drop-offs, those subtle drop-offs, hardly ever singing the root. I couldn't help but notice that. He really did not sing on the roots very often. Every once in a while he would touch on them, but for the most part he was really floating around the thirds, the fourths, and the sevenths, very much in an R&B style. So that was really nice to hear him be able to show off some diversity there. As far as the blending of metal in there, they made us wait, didn't they? They really did. How dare they? No, actually, and all joking aside, that was actually kind of smart. Building up that anticipation, and the way they did it, coming off, they had that really strong delivery, and then they brought it way down, and you could hear it, not so much in what was being played up front. That really didn't grow a whole lot. It was in the back. It was that staticky sound, that air, like breeze type of sound. You could hear it growing in intensity. And the whole time I'm sitting here going, I'm feeling the growth. I'm not really hearing the growth, but I'm feeling the growth. And I have a feeling we're going to kick in with the metal hybrid. Here it comes. Sure enough, it did. It absolutely delivered on its promise. So I'm not mad at it. I'm absolutely not mad at it. Is this my favorite song from Sleep Token? My honest answer is going to be no. It's not. It's not my style. It's not my bag. It's not my gig. It's not my jam. It just doesn't really do anything for me. Not a song, if I'm being honest, not a song I would ever really want to listen to ever again. But that's just how I personally feel. Now, looking at the song objectively, I talked at length about all the things that brought us to that 7.2. It was really well done. I've heard, if I'm being honest, I've heard better from them. But this was not bad, not by any stretch. Actually, looking at the song objectively, it's a really good song, which is why I'm giving it the really good score of 7.2. I feel good with that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.2, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoke. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.